Good morning everyone, it is just before 7 o'clock and today is all about swimming because I'm going to see a swimming coach and do a one-on-one video analysis. So behind me in this gym there's even like a bar, as you can say, totally empty at this stage. It's a little bit like this David Lloyd thing, is a little bit like business class for gyms. I'm seeing Julian here, he does like the swimming classes here I guess like every time, so for me a one-off here. But it's massive, like they've got tennis courts and huge. Well, how am I gonna start this? That was mind-blowing. I was not expecting that. Alright guys, why is it still fresh in my head? I wanted to give you feedback. The session was absolutely amazing, and as I just mentioned, there were some things that I was just not expecting. So what we did, so I just swam in like a few lanes, then he recorded me. He had me do a 400-meter test just to see, you know, where my benchmark is, and I swam that 400s like in a bit more than 8 minutes, which my PB is that I get 7:20, and at this time of the season, blah 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 blah, I'm not really fast. Anyway, so we started off by looking at swimming styles and techniques from other athletes. There were pro athletes, top triathletes, and he asked me questions about what I think about, you know, their style. And what it turns out to obviously was like that not everyone has like the perfect swimming style, because I showed you earlier like I was aiming like to have this perfect smooth Lisa Nordin style. And yeah, lesson learned, you know, where I'm coming out of that. May sound obvious to someone, but you should probably not, I should probably not be aiming, you know, at that type of technique, because every person is different, has physical limitations. I haven't been swimming my whole life, but it doesn't mean I can't be fast and I can't be great, because he was showing me like all these other great athletes. And one thing that stood out very clearly is that I'm a very analytical person, and I try to overthink a lot of things.
How did it feel to you?
Let me think.
Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger, or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
I mean, I've only been swimming for 2 years and I've been focusing on a lot of different things, but you know, areas like the high elbow catch, the breathing. The point I'm trying to make here is that I've been, you know, trying to work on a lot of areas that I probably don't need to put any effort in or should be working on. So the point I'm trying to make is that I do recommend like these sessions, but we are all different, so don't take any of that you see like here from my footage like and apply it to yours, because that's probably not gonna work. So what did he suggest? What do I need to change? You know, what's going on like with my stroke? One thing is he recommended me wearing the shorts. You know, they're not bad like for me, and that was something I didn't know. So I should really be training like with these ones. Not a bad thing. Those are the shorts that Julian was referring to. They're from Blue 70. You find the link in the description below in mykit.com URL. They're made of 97% smooth skin. You can read it over here, non-fibrous vulcanized rubber. Same material as my Blue 70 wetsuit that I use for the races. That's me swimming without the shorts, and as you can see, my body position is anything but ideal. I create a lot of drag, my legs are sinking, which is slowing me down. I always thought wearing the shorts is a little bit like cheating, but then Julian asked me what I'm actually training for. Is my race going to be a wetsuit or non-wetsuit swim? And it is a wetsuit swim. And wearing the wetsuit or like those buoyant shorts is going to allow me to focus on other areas. Second one, my head position. If you look close enough, then you can see that my head is going entirely underwater in my stroke. And when I've been looking like at this footage, I've always looked at like the one goggle in, one goggle out. And I thought like that's one of my biggest issues. But then again, Julian showed me footage of other pro swimmers that do exactly the same, and it doesn't seem to be an issue for them. Here you can see it quite clearly. My head is entirely under the water. That's not ideal because it makes me take more time to get the necessary air when I move my head to breathe. Again, when I look at that footage, I didn't see the head issue. I saw like the high elbow catch, that, you know, I'm dropping my left arm when I breathe. Not something I should be worried about. He showed me footage of other swimmers that are amazing and do the same. Again, we all have different bodies. Our flexibility is somehow limited. It would take me a lot of time to train to get that flexibility, if I can even get it anymore. Anyway, Julian recommended my head position needs to be higher, looking approximately 2 meters forward. There's one more thing that I wanted to share with you, which is about my flexibility issues, which is my shoulders coming out of the water, which is a sign of not so good flexibility. You may notice here that my left hand is pointing slightly outwards. Not a big issue. There's even some pros that do exactly the same. My legs may look a little bit off, but again, not the area that should be my biggest concern here. And the third one, the last part of my stroke, and I should use pedals for that one. So I do own pedals, but never really trained a lot with them. Julian recommended getting the following ones. They are also linked in my kit.com URL. You can find them here. He mentioned I should not go for the bended one and for the extra small, so the pedal should cover just about my hand. So what I should focus on with these pedals is the last bit of the stroke, which is the final push that gives you the whoosh and makes you swim faster. And he gave me like a training plan, and now I should really work on incorporating more faster pace swims, because when he did like the corrections, and I'm gonna show you now like a video, you know, from before and after, where he asked me just to go fast for 25 meters. And on that one he said, you know, there's nothing, you know, I can correct, you know, this looks really great, so I should incorporate more of those swims into my session. Alright, time to wrap things up. Number one, my head position needs to be higher, looking 2 meters forward. Number two, focus on the final part of the stroke, the push, and use pedals in your training. Number three, don't overthink things. And he especially mentioned, you know, that I should even take my watch off, like for 2 out of 3 of the sets of my swimming training right now. When I just focus on letting it flow, I get to my best swim. And last but not least, always wear these shorts. Either way, thanks for watching this video, and if you want to know how my journey to my second ever Ironman in Sweden next year is gonna go, feel free to follow. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing at the moment, I hope you're doing great and are having a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next video. Over and out. Bye guys.